All right, guys, we are here for the Week 10 media availability with defensive coordinator, inside linebackers coach Peter Sirmon prior to Saturday's matchup up at number 6, Oregon. We will go ahead and get questions started with Jeff Parado from Cal Sports Report.
Good morning, Peter. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Jeff. How are you?
All right. Can you just talk about Cade Uluave? And he's really kind of come on with a burst the last several weeks. And what did you expect from him coming into this year? Did you have any sense that he would emerge the way he seemingly has?
Well, it's a good thing to talk about. I mean, Cade was a really talented player, I thought, out of high school. He played on both sides of the ball. I think we were one of the first ones to kind of get in on him. And I had a chance to go see him in person. He really showed some bursts, some different us. He severely shortened senior year due to an injury. So the last film we really had on him was from his junior year. Then he ended up having a nice track season. I think he ran in the low. I think he ran around 11.3, 11.4, and then threw the shot over 50. So there's not many people that have that combination. So we're really excited about what his tools were. But Jeff, to be quite honest, you never know with an incoming freshman, the way they handle school, the playbook, being away from home for the first time. There's so many other factors that kind of go into what a young man's early success is. So that we thought we had a high character guy. We know we have a high character guy, and we've kind of brought him along slowly. We did lose him for a couple weeks. The offense, we loaned him to the offense for a few weeks when he was playing a little bit of running back. And then when we got him back, and he's been fun to watch. He does, he runs around well. He's has the opportunity to continue developing, and we're excited about his maturity and his growth.
Is there anything in particular that he's done that's earned him this opportunity?
I think he has the necessary skills to go out there and not necessarily be perfect in terms of what he's experienced, but he has nice instincts. He has good strength, and he has, you've probably seen the kind of the burst and that explosiveness he has to the ball that even as an inexperienced player, he does have a really good skill set of being able to finish versus top level competition.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, we'll go to Jake Curtis from Cal Sports Report.
You played at Autzen. Is there any reason besides the obvious that Oregon's been really good, that Autzen Stadium is so tough to play in?
Well, I think they do a nice job of getting the community involved. There's not a lot of empty seats, if ever, at that stadium. And then, I think the way it's kind of designed is it's kind of a sunken down bowl, and they play well. The community supports them. I think that's all you need to know about, kind of that environment.
All right, guys, if you have more questions for Coach Sirmon, go ahead and put it in the chat now. We'll go back to Jeff Parado.
It seems like every week, Peter, we ask you about the latest terrific quarterback that you're facing. You talk about Bo Nix and what distinguishes him from the rest of these guys. 78% completion percentage. Got to be a little daunting for you.
Yeah, it's 78% completion percentage, and am I right? There's been 2 turnovers on the year. Is that?
They lead the nation in fewest turnovers. He's got 1 interception and 21 touchdowns.
Yeah, and then I don't know if he's been sacked with any regularity either, right? So you're not turning the ball over. You're completing the football. You have a fantastic run game. I'm trying to find, of the unit, there's always strengths and weaknesses. I'm still trying to find a weakness.
So how does a defensive coordinator go about sculpting a game plan to face a team that can do this many things this well?
Yeah, I think you have to be really, very mindful of kind of what we're asking our guys to do. Identifying the matchups, identifying really how you want the game to present to the offense with what you're going to put on the field. So I think that's the number one thing. And really, regardless of the offense, number one thing is, trying to identify the strengths and weaknesses of your own team. And then from there, I think you're always trying to accentuate the things that you feel you do well and try to hide or minimize, some of those exposure points that you feel like the group that you put on the field, aren't necessarily their strengths. So I think we start from that point every single week of, what are we doing well? Where are we at in the season? And sometimes there's a lot of different levels to that. There's, the competition which you're playing, their health, environment. So there's a lot of different factors that go into that. We're going to continue to put our guys when we think the best situation for them. We have to continue to play with fantastic effort. And just because a team hasn't given the ball away, we realize that football is a very, very fickle game. Football is an emotional game, and a lot of different things go into how you play. And we're going to do our very best to go up there and play with unbelievable effort, great passion. And when that ball's in the air, we want to go attack it. When that ball's being run, we also want to go attack it.
You obviously know this. You had no sacks in Pac-12 games until Saturday, and then you had 4. Can you talk about what changed? Was this people played better, or did you tweak your scheme, or how did it happen?
We had a couple opportunities that we got the quarterback to hold the football, and then some guys won. Cade had a sack. They kind of got lost in the protection of where he was at. And it's really just you try to identify ways to help guys. You try to identify, how can we get them to hold the ball? But when you kind of step back away from it and you create a little probably emotional distance, it's guys winning one-on-ones. I mean, it's as a coach, you're always trying to find explanations, because we get in these situations that the questions are asked and you feel like you have to come up with some elaborate answer to them. When guys win one-on-one matchups, when you play with fantastic effort and the 11 guys all play with some semblance of doing it together, then you find opportunities for guys to finish plays.
Great. Thank you.
All right, we'll go back to Jake Curtis.
How would you assess how the defense has played this season?
Not up to what we believe the standard is here. There's been a lot of ups and downs, really, Jake. And it's, I thought the first 2 games, I thought we played with tremendous effort against North Texas and Auburn. There were things that you always want to clean up. And then, unfortunately, we've hit a rut of, there's been some significant points scored against us. And we had some early takeaways. We were extremely efficient taking the ball away the first few games of the season. And then, it's I think it's probably been a blend of us not playing up to our standard. And, really I don't think it's an easy thing to identify and put your finger on. Some of it has to do with who you play. And some of those matchups, were matchups we didn't do a great job with. So I think there's a lot to be identified in what we're going to do, continuing to try to move forward, and how we want to continue to tweak and build the system in which we run. So I think there's a lot of things that we need to take a good long dive into the conclusion of the season. But the product right now and what we're doing needs to be better. And my number one job when you really peel everything back, I think is one thing, and that is to minimize scoring. And we need to do a better job minimizing scoring. And it doesn't matter if you get a short field, because nobody cares about a short field. It's all about points, and it's all about, getting the end product to be a product that you think can help your team win. And right now we need to do a better job of helping our team win on defense.
All right, we'll go to Thomas Dunn from Hartford, California.
Good morning, Peter. Another group for Oregon that's not necessarily, or they get love, but they're not having a credit to this point. But how much of a difficult task will it be for the defensive line to win one-on-ones against that Oregon offensive line that just bulldozes for Bucky Irving and helps wrap around when Bo Nix is on the zone read?
Yeah, I mean, for an offense to be this efficient, everybody has to be playing at a really high level. The guys up front at Oregon, they're big, physical, strong players. They run the ball big, physical, and strong. I think one of the most exciting guys I've unfortunately had a chance to watch is Bucky Irving. His balance, his strength, really hats off to him as a player. I mean, really exemplifies what you would want at that position. Try not to give him too much love here as an opposing coach, but he's strong. He breaks tackles. He plays with good energy. So he's a fun person to watch. And he's surrounded by really good players. Bo Nix is as good a player as you'll find in college football. He manages the game. He looks like he's got great mastery of what they're trying to do on offense. He's out there running the show. He's changing things. And it's not all look over stuff where, the coaches are playing Madden with him. He's playing pro football out there and making some really good decisions. They've done a fantastic job of finding some skill positions, players, get them the ball. They've done a really nice job of building.
Thank you.
We'll go back to Jeff Parado for a final.
Yeah, getting back to Cade Uluwave for a moment. How long did he practice with the offense? Did he do both at the time, or just was only with offense for a while? And was there actually a tug of war about where he'd wind up eventually?
Well, once I'd have to go back, look, Jeff, and actually what segment of the season that was. I believe it was post Auburn. I believe it was post Auburn for a couple weeks that Aristotle, Coach AT, had him. And he's really kind of came out of the function of trying to identify who else on the roster could potentially help us in the event of some unfortunate unavailability at a position. Really the first thing that kind of jumps out is how he moves and some of those things that any coach can observe. And some of the offensive coaches observed it, and you watch his film when he was a junior. He had some, he was a guy that could return kicks. I think he had a kickoff return for a touchdown as a junior. That was a really, really pretty neat play to see on film. And then, I think Coach AT, I think he would take him in a heartbeat. So it's really between me and AT. But at this point, what he's doing on defense, I'm a little bit bigger in AT, so I think I'll have a little advantage if it becomes a tug of war.
It would be a lot to put on a freshman to have him play on two sides of the ball. But is it the kind of thing where as he gets older and kind of settles in, there might be an opportunity for him to be a two-way guy to some degree?
Boy, Jeff, that'd have to be kind of a big picture. That would be a Justin question of, what else is on the roster, I guess. I mean, I guess you'd have to exhaust every opportunity you have as a coach is to try to do whatever you can to help the team win. But I just, that would be a question probably at a later date of what he continues to develop into. I know for us on defense, I feel to be an efficient player for us on defense is going to be a significant investment to be able to do that. You watch, the kid at Utah is doing it right now, right, Vaki? And he's had some success. So, there are guys that have that ability, but going forward, as the defensive coordinator, I'd be real protective of those guys taking too many shots on offense if we expect them to help us on defense.
You know what his 40 time is?
I do not know. I don't know, but I guess, we'll get in this off season. We'll probably be able to put a clock on him.
One of your faster linebackers, though?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
All right.